Good day, everyone. We have already finished discussing the first lesson for our subject UCSP, which is the starting points for understanding culture. Now, it is time for us to move on to the next lesson, which will tackle the anthropological and sociological perspectives on culture. For this lesson, you are expected to first explain the aspects of culture. Second, you are also expected to give the examples on the elements of culture. And finally, prepare an exhibit highlighting one's culture. Now, without any further ado, let us start our discussion by defining first culture as defined by Edward B. Tyler. Now, everyone with me, let us read the definition on culture. Culture is defined as that complex whole which encompasses beliefs, practices, values, attitudes, laws, norms, artifacts, symbols, knowledge, and everything that a person learns and shares as a member of society. As Edward B. Tyler defined culture, we can see that he related or he considered culture as a complex and an encompassing whole which includes not only one or two but a lot of aspects that guides and serves as a compass in how we live and how we act in a certain society. It includes our beliefs. Now when we say beliefs, what are these? So these are the things or the statements that we hold to be true. Example, to us Filipinos, we have a lot of beliefs. Like for example, that it is not allowed or it is not okay for you to cut your nails in the evening. Or that whenever you are attending to a wake or a haya, of someone who has already died, you are not allowed to bring the snacks that were served during the wake because it is believed that the spirit of the dead person will follow you. Another aspect that is encompassed or included by culture, according to Taylor, is our practices. Now, what do we mean by practices? Simply, when we say practices, these are the things or the behaviors that we do or we repetitively do that creates a pattern in our behavior. Example of this is doing the mano or whenever we meet our elders or our grandparents, we bless. Another example of a practice is whenever we see a church or whenever we pass by a church, we always makes the sign of the cross in order for us to show our respect and veneration to the church that we believe in or on belong on. Another aspect included into culture according to Taylor is our values. Now, what are values? Now, examples of values are like pakikisama, our honesty, our being trustworthy, or our generosity. Another aspect being referred to by culture according to Taylor is our attitudes. Therefore, according to Taylor, our culture helps in defining the attitudes that we have. Simply, um, if we grew up in a certain culture, sometimes we see a pattern or we see a similarity on how these people react or the attitudes of the people that live in that certain culture. And with this, it says that when one person grows up in a certain culture, or when one person is brought up into a certain culture, it is possible that when he transfers to another culture and he become acculturated to that certain society, his attitude could change because again, our attitudes is a part or a byproduct of what we call culture. Another is our laws. So technically, the laws or the balaod that we have are tailored fit to anchor or to fit into the culture that we have. Simply saying, our laws were made to adjust to the culture that we have. And therefore, the laws that we follow right now are mandated or were influenced by the culture that we follow. We also have norms. Now, norms are the expected behavior or the societal expectation or standards of behaviors that we are to attribute in our society or in the culture that we are present. Another is artifacts. Now, what are artifacts? Now, basically, when we see artifacts, these are the things that are tangible evidences that a certain culture existed before or is still existing right now. Another is our symbols. Now, what are symbols? Simply put it, when we say symbols, these are the things that has a shared common, or these are the imageries, the logos, or even the pictures that when a certain individual from a certain culture would see, would have a shared understanding with the same people that he shares a culture with. We also have knowledge. Now, knowledge are the ideas or the wisdom that one has acquired with the culture that he is living in. And finally, to sum it up, according to Tyler, culture is everything that a person learns and shares as a member of society. So technically, our culture is the aspect that brings life and color to the entity or the individual that we have. Therefore, our culture is everything that surrounds us. It could be our beliefs or the things that we do or the things that we usually react on. All of those things are mandated by culture. So again, according to Tyler, culture is a complex, meaning to say it is a complicated, it is a non-simplistic entity or whole that encompasses the following. We have beliefs, practices, values, attitudes, laws, norms, artifacts, symbols, knowledge, and technically everything that a person learns and shares as a member of society. Now, moving forward, let us now discuss the different aspects of culture. So, there are 7 aspects of culture that we will be discussing today. Starting with the first aspect, which says that culture is a dynamic, flexible, and adaptive. So, what does it mean? Basically, it means that over time, culture change. Technically, ang giingon din ni class is that kadugayan, ang atong culture mausab. Therefore, the culture that we witness right now or the culture that we have right now growing up might be changed or might no longer be applicable or existing in the near future. Now, what is an example? We have here, sa una, ang sakyan sa mga tao is kalasa. Now, because of cultural advancements or technological advancements, the kalasa evolved and developed into the Philippine jeepney right now. Another example of a manifestation that culture changes over time is our clothing preferences. Before the Spaniards colonized our country, the Filipinos wore traditional clothes like bahag and other tribal clothes. However, when the Spaniards occupied the Philippines, the clothing preferences of the Filipino changed into what is now known as the Filipiniana, the Barong Tagalog, and the Barutsaya. When the Spaniards left the Philippines and the Americans occupied us, our preferences changed into um, wearing suits or Americanas instead of Barong Tagalog and Barutsaya. And after the Americans left the country and the Japanese occupied us, we also transitioned into the kamisa, which is usually worn also by our Japanese occupants. And afterwards, when the Philippines was fully liberated from these occupants or from these oppressors, our clothing preferences change, and now it is what we see as our aesthetic clothing. Some would wear what we call no the kill the great clothing, and while others will also wear a jeje clothings. Therefore, over time, culture changes as it is dynamic, flexible, and adaptive. Now, moving on, The second aspect of culture says that culture is shared and contested. Now, what does it mean? Technically, it means that culture, through its elements, is enjoyed by a group of people who lived together. What does it mean? Technically, it means, class, that for a practice or a behavior or a belief to be considered or called a culture, it must be shared by a large number of people. So it says that a practice or a belief or maybe it's a behavior cannot be called a culture if only one or only a few of the members of the society would practice it. Kailangan daghan ang ga-practice ana nga behavior or daghan ang gatuoan nga belief para kana makonsider nga culture. Example, we have here the sinulog as well as the simbang gabi. Now, these practices is not only practiced by a few people but thousands or even millions of people. So therefore, it is shared by a large number of individuals or members of a society. Now, what does the second word in our second aspect means? Contested. So ganina, I said that culture or for a practice or a behavior to be called culture, it has to be shared by a lot of people, meaning to say it has to be practiced by a lot of people. When we say contested pod, it means that um, even though it is practiced by a lot of people, some other people would not also follow it. For example, the Sinulog Festival is celebrated by us Christians or Catholics, no? While um, our Muslim brothers and sisters will not celebrate Sinulog simply because it is not their practice or it is not a part of their culture. Therefore, although Sinulog is a shared practice, it is also contested depending on the religious affiliation that you have. The same applies to the Simbang Gabi. Next is the next aspect tells us that culture is learned through socialization and enculturation. Now, before we proceed to discussing this third aspect, let us first unlock these two terms. The first term here is socialization. Now, what is socialization? What do we mean to say the I when we say socialization? No, so I want you to think when you socialize, what do you do? Hmm? You talk with other people, you meet with other people. Technically, when you socialize, you are what? You are interacting with other people. So basically, it says here that socialization is equivalent to or synonymous to the word interacting or interaction. Okay, again, when we say socialization, it is synonymous or equivalent to interaction. Now, the next aspect is, or the next term that we have to define is what we call enculturation. Again, what is the second term? Enculturation. Okay. Now, kung muana day tag enculturation, what does it mean? What does it mean when we say you are enculturating yourself? No? So, basic, any idea? Alright. So, basically, kung muana ta class og enculturation, this refers to one who is learning a culture. Again, muana ganitag enculturation. This basically says you are learning a culture. Na unsa ganito'y definition or unsa ganito'y synonym sa word nga socialization? Very good. Socialization is synonymous with um, interaction or interacting. And how about enculturation? All right, no, when we say enculturation, it means that you are learning a culture. All right, now let us proceed by tackling the third aspects, which is again, culture is learned through socialization and enculturation. Now, what does it mean? Culture ko no, is learned with practice through continued process. It is a lifelong process in which social interaction plays a vital role. So basically, what it says is that si culture kono is something that you learn by continuously practicing it, and that culture is not, or learning a culture does not stop at a certain age or at a certain level, because it is a lifelong process. Okay, emphasis on the word lifelong, meaning to say all your life you will be learning a certain culture, and that our social interaction with the people around us plays a vital role. Now, what does it mean kumuha na tang learn? Meaning to say, ang imong culture or a certain culture, imo siyang makatuunan when someone teaches you. Again, matawag na nato nga culture is learned through socialization and enculturation if naay gatudlo nimo ana nga culture. Example is ang the study of language. Now, ang kaning language class, it's something that you cannot learn by just reading the dictionaries about the language that you want to learn. For example, ako, I have been trying to learn the Korean language for, I guess, almost a decade, almost 10 years now. However, despite my fervent efforts in learning the language, no, I have little progress in speaking Korean. So I know a few words. I can understand a few phrases, but if imo kong bastoryahon sa usa ka native Korean, magngangarag yun ko kung walay subtitle. No? Nga naman kaha. Why was it that even though I was really studying the language before, I was not able to achieve fluency in speaking Korean? Nga naman kaha. Okay, very good. No? Simply because I do not have a social interaction or interaction with people whose native language is Korean. Wala man ko'y kaistorya nga Korean. Wala po'y gatudlugin na akong Korean. Therefore, I did not learn the language, or I did not learn the Korean culture of speaking their language. Another is, unsa man na, unsay but pasabot, dili na ha, but pasabot nga mahimo mong kutsara og tinidor or plato or kutsilyo. This refers to dining etiquette. Now, what are dining etiquette? Kung mo na tag dining etiquette, unsa debot pasabot? Hmm? Okay, let me write it here, no? Etiquette. Now, when we say dining etiquette, what does it mean? No mo ana ganitag dining etiquette, these are the behaviors or the manners that you have while you are in the dining table or when you are eating. Now, bata pa mo class sa una, dili gyud mo ka maumugo nito kutsarag tinidor, no? Now, how did you learn to use the spoon and fork while eating? Of course, no, you were taught maybe by your grandparents, your parents, your siblings, or maybe your aunts or your uncles or the people who raised you. So, our dining etiquette is something that we learn when we are interacting with other people or when we are taught. So, sa sige na to interact with other people, nakatunta nga, it's okay di ay for us to Filipinos to use our hands while eating. Well, it's not okay di ay to put our feet or our foot on the table when we are eating because it's considered bastos. Now, how did we learn about that? Simply because we were interacting with other people, we saw other people doing it at the same time because we were taught that this is how we should act in the table or whenever we are in the dining table. And that is a manifestation that culture is learned through socialization and enculturation. Another is our practice of mano or bless. Sa bata pa mo class, di mo ka mo bless, no? You did not even understand nga nung need mo bless. You were just taught nga makakita kayo mo sa inyong lula, sa inyong uncle, sa inyong lulu, or sa inyong mga ate, need mo bless. Ano man? Because you were taught that by doing bless, you are showing respect for your elders. Okay? And this is another example that culture is learned through socialization and enculturation. Okay? The next aspect is that culture is a pattern social interaction. Now, what does it mean? It says nga si culture kuno mo create siya og pattern behavior, meaning to say mo create siya og repetitive behavior. Nga kung nakuno tay makita nga usa ka object or usa ka symbol, natay immediate response or natay immediate reaction. For example, Whenever you see your lolo, your aunts, or even older relatives, what do? Okay, of course, no, mo bless. So, automatic na nato kung pakitaan gyud nato tong lulo, atong lula, atong mga nanay, atong parents, mo bless gyud ta. No, because it is already a social pattern behavior. Meaning to say, it's an automatic response that you do whenever you meet this individual. Another example, when we see a church, what do? No kanang magsakay ta sa motor bisan asa gyud ta kung makakita tag simbahan, what do? We course, we make the sign of the cross again because it has already been a pattern, it has already been an immediate reaction, and it has already been an accustomed a behavior that we do. Therefore, si culture mo create siya og pattern in how we interact with other individuals. Another aspect of culture is that it is integrated and at times it's stable. What does it says? It says, class, that ang culture kuno, for it to be maintaining always, it has to have all of its components intact. Kailangan kuno ang tanang part ani nga culture, kailangan permi magkuyog. Otherwise, if naatay tangtangon nga usa ana, mabungkag ang culture or mawala ang iyang identity or mausab siya. Example is ang Sinulog Festival. Now, ngano ganing mag-celebrate tag Sinulog, class? No, so mag-celebrate tag Sinulog to show our appreciation or devotion to Santo Niño. Now, pwede ba nga magsinulog ta pero walay Santo Niño? Nga instead of Santo Niño ang atong gamiton kay ang lechon. Pero ang atong tawag Sinulog Festival, pwede dili course dili nga naman simply because nawala na ang identity kay si Santo Niño gud ang hinungdan nga nung nagsinulog ta. So what does it mean? It means kas nga si culture dili nimo siya pwede dali-dali og usab or dali-dali og kuha og parts, otherwise maguba siya, mawala yang identity. Now pwede ba ta mag-festival nga dili para kang Santo Niño, dili sinulog ang atong tawag niya, ang festival kay para sa mga lechon? Pwede, no? Tawag na tog Lechon Festival. Pero pwede ba ta magtawag og Lechon Festival pero ang atong gi-display kay mga buwak? No, nga naman. Exactly. Because ang atuang or ang Lechon Festival's identity is the lechons. Now, if we try to change a certain aspect or a certain part of it, maguba or mawala ang culture. Okay? The next aspect is that culture is transmitted through socialization and enculturation. Now, unsa ganito ang synonymous word sa socialization? Okay, very good. No, socialization is synonymous to interaction. And how about enculturation? Okay, very good. Moa na ganitag enculturation. This is a manner of adapting or learning a certain culture. Now, what does it mean when we say culture is transmitted through socialization or enculturation? Here is an example. Example, si kuya niadto sa South Korea. Now, since si kuya naaman sa South Korea, unsa kaha nga language ang iyahang ma-encounter ngadto? O sakto no, of course, kinahanglan siya Korea, ang iyang ma-encounter is the Korean language. How about the food? Unsa ka nga food ang ma-encounter ni kuya ngadto? Of course, Korean food no. Siguro ang iyang permi kanon ngadto kay kanang Korean stir fried chicken or jajangmyeon, tteokbokki or other foods like kimchi. How about in culture as a whole? Unsa nga klase sa culture ang ma-encounter ka ni kuya? Of course, no, since naman siya Korea, ang iyang ma-encounter ana kay ang Korean culture. Now, since si kuya kay permi man siyang naa sa Korea, ayan, na-encounter permi kay Korean culture. Since mao man na yung ma-encounter nga culture, he does not have a chance but to adjust, no? Kuyawan sa ta si kuya nga to kay gisugat niya na ang Korean niya. Anyo nga sayo, mo ana sa si kuya, uy, manggabi diha bay. Of course, he has to adjust in the culture that he is sana acquainted or he is kanang currently experiencing. Now, over time, si Kuya as he stayed in Korea and because he has to adjust man no, to a lot of the cultural differences in Korea, kailangan yun siya magkaton sa Korean culture. Possible that by staying in South Korea for few years, si kuya mahimo ng upa. Nganong nahimo mang upa si Korea? I mean si kuya. Very good. No kay permi man siyang ma-expose sa Korean culture and wala man siya choice but to adjust. Na unsay nakalahi ni transmitted og ni learn ganina di ba niingon ta nga culture is learned through socialization and enculturation. Ambot pa sabot class sa learned inyong timan-an learned siya kung naay gatudlo transmitted gani siya not necessarily nga nay nagtudlo niya but because na-expose man siya permian nga culture gikat-una na lang na niya or gi-adapt na lang na niya nga culture. Okay? And finally, culture requires language and other forms of communication. So what does it says? This says that ang culture ko no, para imuha siyang ma-transfer or mapasa sa lain, kailangan na atay language or other forms of communication. Kaya imagine, if kita tanan, dili na ta mag-practice og Tagalog no, ganahan na lang ta mag-English tang tanan. Over time, yung mga tao nga nakatunog Tagalog kay nangamatay nag do you think the stories that we have in Filipino or in Tagalog would be transferred or shared with the new generation nga dili nakasabot ug dili nakamamo Tagalog? No, simply because na-stop naman. No, wala na tay form of communication. Therefore, si culture di ay para mapasa, kailangan siya og forms of communication like language or written and verbal um, communication. Okay, now once again, let us have a short recap. What are the 7 aspects of culture? Starting with number 1, which is culture is dynamic, flexible, and adaptive. Second one is that, samanto ang second one, culture is shared and contested. The third one is that culture is learned through socialization and enculturation. The fourth one is culture is a pattern social behavior. The fifth one is culture has to be integrated and at times unstable. The second one is that culture is transmitted through socialization and enculturation. And finally, culture requires language and other forms of communication. Okay? Okay, now that we have already finished discussing the different aspects of culture, let us now talk about the different types of culture. So technically, there are only 2 types of culture. We have the material and the non-material culture. Now, when we talk about material culture, they are the tangible or the physical aspects of culture. Basically, anything nga imong makita, mahikap, magunitan, or even makaon or matilawan, they are called material culture. Example are foods. We also have clothing. We also have architecture like the Bahay Kubo as well as transportations or mode of transportations like jeepney or kalasa. Next is the non-material culture. Now, when we say non-material, they are the invisible aspect of culture. So, ganina, si material is anything that we can see, we can touch, we can feel, we can even taste sometimes. Si non-material culture is anything that is that is kanang invisible or something that our senses cannot experience. Examples of non-material culture is our ideas and knowledge. We also have beliefs and traditions, our symbols and language, behavior, as well as our religion. Okay. Now, finally, we are on to the last topic for this lesson. We have the different elements of culture, starting with number 1. Now, when we say norms, they are defined as the standard and expected behavior or within a society. So, technically, kung muana tag norms, mao ni ang mga behavior o mga pamatasan nga gi-expect nga atong buhaton when we are in a certain culture or in a certain society. Now, norms is divided into 2. We have number 1, formal. Now, under formal norms, we have mores and laws. While the second one is informal or this refers to customs and traditions. Now, let us tackle first the formal norms, starting with Mores. Now, what are mores? Mores are defined as norms that has a firm control to moral and ethical behavior. Basically, kung moa na ganitag mores, these are the things or the standard behavior nga mo determine whether we would be judged as a good person or as a bad person. Example is ang LGBTQIA+++. So in our society, becoming a member or identifying yourself as a member of the LGBT is accepted. No, kanang we have a lot of celebrations celebrating our diverse gender preferences. However, in certain parts of the globe, these LGBT members are not yet accepted. Example is in Singapore, South Korea, Japan, and even China. So although kanang there are LGBT members living there, no, they are not as free to express themselves compared to us. So diri sa atua ang kaning mga LGBT kay they are welcome to dress however they want, present themselves however they want. In countries nga dili accepted ang LGBT kay they are confined to wearing no the clothes that are expected to wear of them based on their biological sex assignments. Okay? And example would know I have read a newspaper, I don't know, maybe 10 or 5 years ago. The newspaper article was about a woman who was gang raped in Mexico. Now, kaning bayhana, gigang rape siya og 5 ka tawo. Okay? Including these 5 men was her father. And worst, ang nagpasugo nga igang rape siya siyang papa. Ano man, simply because the father found out ng ihang anak kay tumboy. And in their tribe, identifying yourself as a lesbian or bisexual was unacceptable. So, ang belief sa ilaha is that kung ang babae matumboy or maibog og babae, patilawon ko ng ana-ana kay para mahuwasan. And her father believed that by having 5 men sexually abuse her, mao sabi ang una-una og mahimo na siya nga babae balik. Another, sa una kuno ang mga bayot sa Pinas kay ang bayot sa unang panahon kay di ko na accepted. Now, unsa ko ni buhaton sa una sa mga male relatives kung mabuan nila nga ang ilahang kanang anak pag umangkon or apo kay bayot. Sa una kuno ang kaning mga bayot either kulatahon or latiguson. Now, do you think it would be effective in today's time nga mga bayot kay latiguhon? Do you think mahuwasan sila silang pagkabayot or maulian sila mahimo silang laki? The answer is no. No, so sometimes mores can be damaging or detrimental to people, especially those who are subjected to these abusive behavior. Another example of mores is the concept of premarital sex. Now, what is premarital sex? Okay, correct. Now, premarital sex refers to engaging in sexual activities before marriage. Now, the topic of premarital sex is not new to the Philippines. However, it is not yet widely discussed. No? Kanang, ang kaning, we know that there are people practicing premarital sex. However, we cannot openly discuss it because to us or to the Filipino societies, individual who engage in premarital sex are immoral and are sani kanang they are violating or not following the norms of our culture. So again, ingon na si Mores ha, they can by following the mores, you can be considered as a morally and ethically good person. Well, kung mo violate pud ka ana, you can be either called as kanang immoral or hugaw sa lipunan. The second type of formal norms is laws. Now, what are laws? So technically, laws are ordinances, legal ordinances that are um, there so that the people can be protected from the bad effects of the outdated mores. Example, katong bayot nga, kulata, or kanang sana at tiguhon. So, the practice of physically assaulting gays is no longer applicable or no longer allowed. So, how do we protect these individuals from being abused? There is the laws. Ang mga balaod. So, magbutang tagbalaod para ang mga tao in the context of culture dili maabusarat sa ilang mga outdated mores or outdated beliefs. Now, let us go to the informal norms, which is our folkways, customs, or traditions. Now, these are mga behavior nga dili na kay sila importante no kanang if we follow them okay but if not kay we do not necessarily face bad consequences. However, although they are of less importance, ato agyapon silang gisunod or they can still influence our behavior. Example is ang kaning pag-bless. Now, kung dili ka mo bless, mapriso ba ka? Kung dili ka mo bless, kanang maingnan ba ka nga immoral? No. However, despite all this, we still do the practice of bless or mano simply because it is something nga ato nang andan. No, kung wala tag folk ways, customs, or traditions, mo ni ang ato ang mga naandan. Another is bayanihan. Now, kung dili ka motabang sa imong silingan nga kanang nasunugan sa balay, mapriso ba ka? Maingnan ba ka nga immoral ka nga pagkatao? No. However, we help them because it has already become a tradition to us when someone is in need, especially our neighbor or relatives, we help them. Okay? Next is, let us go to the second element of culture, which is symbols. Now, what are symbols? So, symbols are anything, bisag unsa ni, this can be picture, a logo, an emblem, or bisan unsa that carries a meaning and that when a certain group of people who share a culture sees it, same sila o meaning nga gi-attach ana or ila nang ma-recognize. Example, kani kinsa man ka na si Jesus Christ. Anong dili man na pwede nga si Joseph? Anong dili man na pwede nga si Moses or si Muhammad? Anong Jesus Christ man gyud? Okay, simply because kita as Catholics, we were accustomed or gianad ta nga kung makakita tag ingon ani nga image ang atong i-associate dayon kay si Jesus Christ. Therefore, this imagery kani nga dagway no has already become a symbol of Jesus Christ for the Catholics. Another is kani kinsa man na kay no siya si Buddha. So for the Buddhist, Buddha is a symbol of nirvana and enlightenment. Pero para sa mga Chinese or sa ubang Pinoy, si Buddha kay pampaswerte. Example ka na sa mga tindahan po noon sa may ibutang nga pampaswerte sa mga tindahan. O kanang iring nga mag-ana-ana. Or another example of a symbol that is understood and is recognized by the Filipino is ang kani. Unsa man ni Okay, very good no. Pag nahuman, naka-recognize na dayon nga this is the peso sign. So, peso sign is another symbol that is recognized by the people in the Philippines as a symbol of money to the Filipinos. Okay? Third are values. Now, what are values? Values are defined as culturally defined standards by which people assess desirability, goodness, and beauty, and that serve as broad guidelines for social living. So, kung muana kita values, these are the characteristics nga naa ka. If you have these desirable values, you will be called a good person. Pero kung wala po ka ani nga values, usay pod kay maingnan ka nga ngilad ka nga pagkatao. Now, what are example of values? We have resiliency or kanang pagiging matatag, our ability to traverse through any difficulties or any calamities or any adversities that we face in life. Example, kanang ang mga Pinoy no imbis nga nabahaan maguol, ang uban mag-swimming, ang uban magsikatawa kay kakita sila sa kanang unsa na sa atop sa ilang silingan nga nang lupad and despite the many typhoons, the many calamities that we encounter ang mga Filipinos dali kayo ka-recover, and that is what we call as resiliency. Second is hospitality. Now when we say hospitality, this refers to how we welcome our visitors kanang pag-abi-abi nato sa mga bisita. Sama na lang gud ana kung naay bisita sa ato mamano kay pagawas dayon niya ang pinakanindot nga plato, baso ug kutsara na mga mabuak nga plato o baso, magawas sa ginaong natay bisita. And that is a manifestation of our hospitality. Another example of values is our close family ties, utang na loob, as well as generosity. The fourth one is beliefs. Now, what are beliefs? When we say beliefs, these are specific statements that hold to be true. Mao ni ang atuang mga tuo-tuo. Example is ang Friday the 13th. Unsa di ang naa sa Friday the 13th class? Okay, ana sila basta Friday the 13th daw malas mo nang uban no magpost din sa Facebook nga amping mo guys kay it's Friday the 13th ang uban pud kay kung There would be bad things that will happen to them. One din sila nga, ay, Friday the 13th, manggudron, mong gimalas ko, no? Another example of beliefs are, kanang kung gabi ko no, kay bawal manilhig. Nga bawal man manilhig kung gabi kay mugawas ko no ang grasya. Okay? And the fifth one is our language. Now, what is language? Language is defined as a form of communication using words, either spoken or gestured with the hands and structured with grammar, often with a writing system. So basically, si language, this is the form of communication that we have. Now, we're written, spoken, and our um, unspoken or gestured language. Example of that is kana different language. Unsa may example sa language? English, Arabic, Korean, Nihongo or Japanese, Mandarin or Chinese. Unsa pa? Um, Bihasa Melayu or kanang sa mga Malaysian ug Indonesian nga language. And example pod kana unsa di meaning ana nato mga Filipinos kung makakita tag tawo nga naghimog ana nga sign, what does it mean? No, manifesting, BFF, friends. Now, in other culture class or in other societies, ang meaning ani nga symbol kay lahi. Sa tuwa kay kani kay kuamin no kanang manifesting, kanang promise, usay kay you make this sign when you want the other person to know nga what you are telling is a lie. However, sa Vietnam class, ang meaning ani kay nangita ka og taler. No, so careful mo kay basin nun yung mga tumog Vietnam no nag-ana mo kiwawan ang mga Vietnamese ninyo kay lahi na di ay ang meaning ana sa ilaha. Okay? And finally, we have taboos. Now, what are taboos? Taboos are still norms. They are still standards of behavior in a certain society that are crucial to a society's moral center, involving behaviors that are always negatively sanctioned. Now, unsay nakalahi ni taboo sa ubang norms? Na di ba natay duha ka formal norms no? We have the mores and the laws. Now, sa ang ingon ani si kanang norms. Example, nakaibaw ka nga ang imong silingan nangawat og pan sa bakery. Sayop ang iyang gibuhat or sakto? Sayop. Ano man, ning violate man siya sa laws, bawal man ang mangawat. However, imo na ibuon nga moding nangawat sa og pan kay gigutom na siya ug ang iyang family kay 2 weeks na silang way kaon sige na silang tubig. Sa imong ma-feel, do you think na justify ang iyang gibuhat nga pagpangawat? Somehow, yes, no, makaingta, ay, luoy sa day siya, oy, moding nangawat siya, kay kanang gigutom na manggod kayo sila, he did not have a choice. So, although sa'yo pang yang gibuhat, ma-justify na to, murag, sa mo, ma-accept na to nga, kanang wala nang good siya, mabuhat out of desperation, na gituya ha. Si Tabus, kay kung ani siya, example, isang cannibalism, ibutanta lang, imong silingan sa iyang kagutom, nadunggan ni mo, gi-barbecue niya imong usa ka silingan. Na-justify ba yung gibuhat nga iyang giihaw ang imuhang silingan iyang gi-barbecue kay tungod sa iyang kagutom? No, nga naman sa atoa, the concept of cannibalism is something nga dili gyud nato madawat. Singon na si tabus ka ng however way you justify it kay dili gyud siya acceptable. No, kanang cannibalism. Let me write it here, no. Another example of taboos is ang incest. Now, unsa man ang incest kana ng mga ang family relatives kay magunay kung sa inyo pang term no ang tawag ana ninyo kay family stroke. Example kana barong ang lulo ug ang apo kay nagunay sila or ang kaning ang iyaan ug ang kanang iyahang pagumangkon or ang manag-agaw kay na nag-uyab ang tawag ana niya class kay incest. Again, unsay tawag ana niya? Okay, very good. Ang tawagan na niya no kay incest. Now, now to sum up, um, we have already discussed the 6 elements of culture, which are norms, symbols, values, beliefs, our language, and taboos. That sums up our discussion for lesson 2, anthropological and sociological perspectives on culture. I hope you understood the topics that are discussed in this video. And if you have any questions, you may comment it down or reserve it so that during our meeting, we will be able to discuss that and address those questions. Thank you so much, everyone, for lending your precious time and watching this video. Thank you once again and stay safe.